meeting of March 23rd, 2026 of the Township Council of the Township of Washington. Adequate notice of this meeting was given in accordance with the Open Public Meetings Act by the Township Clerk on January 8, 2026 to at least 2 newspapers, and this meeting has been posted on the Township Bulletin Board, the electronic message board, WCTV, and the Township website. Please notify the municipal clerk for any disability requirements necessary for attendance at Township Council meetings. The fire exits are located through the double door to your right and through the door on your left. Please silence all cell phones. If you are unable to attend the council meeting in person and would like a topic to be addressed at the council meeting, please visit www.twpofwashington.us, Contact Us tab, click on Mayor and Council, send email to contact all council members at once. Can everyone please stand for a salute to the flag?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call.
Councilman Casio.
Here.
Councilman Sears.
Here.
Councilman Oman.
Here.
Councilwoman Velez. Council President DeSena.
Here. Let the record reflect also in attendance Mayor Peter Calamari, Township Administrator Mark DiCarlo, Township Attorney Siobhan Bailey,
Later he'll be on.
and Township Clerk Susan Witkowski. At this time, we'll have a recognition for the Fire Department Chief, Zach Myros. Mayor?
Yeah.
I don't think we need it, right? I think you're loud enough, right?
Mike, if you want to come down.
Yeah, sure.
And Tom, the next chief.
You want the mic?
Do you want the mic?
No, you said you want the mic. Not yet. So I want to start to do this for our volunteer first responders because often they don't get the recognition they deserve for what they do for our town and its residents. And even though they have dinners, both fire and ambulance, I feel it's necessary to recognize them at a council meeting where residents can see it on WCTV, and it's not just limited to the people who are in attendance at the dinners. So again, I want to start to do this, so if anyone can think of anyone who should be honored in the future, please bring it to our attention, because it's something, I think is all deserved for anything you do that might be outstanding, like an ex-chief. With that being said, we had this plaque made up for Zach. It reads, Township of Washington, presented to Zach Myros, in appreciation for your years of outstanding service, Township of Washington Fire Department, Fire Chief, 2024 through 2025. Now, I'd also like to say a couple things that were said at the dinner so the public knows. Zach was also acting chief before he became chief. So he's really got more than 2 years, but it was official. You removed the acting and went to full chief for those years. And also, what was said at the dinner is you're the only chief or one of the few chiefs who, when you were no longer chief, you still respond to calls and like that. And again, it's a testament to who you are and your character. And I enjoyed working with you very much. So again, please accept this with our appreciation. In the middle here. And then, since Jimmy's taking pictures, what I'd like to do is invite any of the ex or current chiefs up maybe for a picture also. Just don't worry how you dressed or anything like that. Come on, just get in a picture. Yeah.
Come on, Chief.
Yeah, come on. Step up.
Come on, Chief.
Come on this side. We showered.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, who's going to take Jimmy's pick then? There's nobody else there.
No.
Don't worry, no one ever sees these.
You got to go back.
I'll see you in a
Taking orders.
Don't the pictures go to the black hole?
Very much.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you, Bill.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Oh, here's that. You want the box? Free charge.
Appointments, no resolution required. School crossing guard substitutes, Danielle Ficker, school year 2025-2026. Oath of office will be administered by the township clerk in the next few days. Thank you. Payment of bills. Resolution number 26-207. Authorize payment of bills March 6, 2026 through March 18, 2026. Do I have a motion?
So moved. Second.
Roll call.
Councilman Casio.
Yes.
Councilman Sears.
Yes.
Councilman Oman.
Yes.
Council President DeSena.
Yes. PSA for March 23rd, 2026. Construction has begun on the new DPW building at Town Hall. With this construction, the DPW yard will now remain closed on Tuesdays for household debris and recycling drop-off. Residents may still drop off items on Saturdays between the hours of 9 a.m. and 1 p.m. Please note, during the hours of construction, there will be limited parking to the east side of Hudson Avenue. 2026 animal license renewals are now due. The late fee is now $25. As part of their efforts to identify lead service lines in our community, Veolia Water New Jersey has contracted with Meter Tech to assist with in-home inspections of water meters to determine if your house or home is served by a lead service line. Please be advised, inspectors will be knocking on doors in an effort to schedule an appointment as a follow-up to letters that were sent to your home. The police department is aware of this. Please visit our website for further information. New law regarding public notices. Governor Murphy signed into law on June 30th, 2025, a new law which reflects the transition from traditional print newspaper to online platforms as of March 1st, 2026. You will find on our township website a tab on the homepage named Public Notices, where all official public notices are required to be posted and may be obtained or viewed. These documents, in addition, will have a hyperlink to the Secretary of State's public notice webpage. The Township of Washington's Fire Department will hold their annual pancake breakfast on March 29th at 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. The annual Washington Township Fire Department Easter egg hunt will take place on April 4th at Memorial Field at 10 a.m. The Spring into Wellness 5K Run, Walk, and Health Fair will be held on Sunday, May 17th. Please visit our website to register. Our next council meeting will be held on Monday, April 6, 2026. Approval of minutes, none. Report of the administrator.
Thank you, Council President. Good evening, everyone. This is my update from the March 9th council meeting. Updates. We are pleased to announce that the Township of Washington has been selected and will be receiving a significant community project funding grant through the office of Congressman Josh Gottheimer. This grant award in the amount of $600,000 will be used to make much-needed repairs to sections of the Musquappsink Brook, to include the removal of shoals, the repairing of bank erosion, and the restabilization of exposed sanitary line manholes. The Township of Washington extends its sincere appreciation and gratitude to Congressman Gottheimer for securing federal funding that will directly benefit communities here in New Jersey. We also extend special thanks to the Township's grant writer, David Puno, for his professionalism and persistence in successfully obtaining this much-needed grant on behalf of all the residents of the Township. We intend to award the bid for the restoration for the Musquappsink Brook at our April 6, 2026 council meeting. The lowest responsible bidder is Downs Tree Service at $669,280. Frank Mascione Paving is looking to schedule the resurfacing of the 2025 selected road program roads in April. As a reminder, those roads are Bergen, Salem, Carriage Court, and Fern Street. In 2025, the NJDEP required that Phase 1 of the Watershed Improvement Plan be completed by the end of 2025. Phase 1 is identified as the Watershed Inventory Report. This was completed by Beckmeyer Engineering and turned into the NJDEP for review. As we await approval of the Phase 1 document, NJDEP has identified Phase 2 for completion as the Watershed Assessment Plan. As the Municipal Stormwater Coordinator, I fostered a working relationship with Rutgers University Water Resources Program. Through this relationship, Rutgers will be providing for the township free of charge the completion of Phase 2 watershed assessment plan. Rutgers estimated the value of savings of taxpayer dollars at between $10,000 and $50,000. Pending grant applications at this time. 2026 local recreation improvement grant in the amount of $153,550 was filed for the improvements to Memorial Field, including a walking path around the perimeter that would link various seating, restrooms, and other features. 2025 Bergen County Open Space Park Improvement Grant was awarded, but contracts not yet received for $80,000 for improvements to Memorial Field and Clark Field, including ADA-compliant playground equipment, seating, access ramp, and parking. Fiscal year 2025 Assistance of Firefighters Grant in the amount of $182,320 to purchase a mass notification system. All DHS and FEMA grants are suspended at this time, and we're hoping that they'll be back in session soon. The BCOS Park Improvement Letter of Intent is due by March 27th. We will be requesting funds to assist with the improvement to Memorial Field. January 23, 2026, New Jersey DCA Local Government Services Snowstorm Response Reimbursement amount to be determined. 2025 Bergen County CDBG ADA improvements to the library for $19,600 for outdoor patio area. And January 8th, 26th Firehouse Subs Grant application in the amount of $10,370 for blue door training props. And finally, application for the New Jersey DCA Recreational Opportunities for Individuals with Disabilities Grant of $15,000 was submitted. Thank you, Council President. That concludes my report.
Do we have a status of 450 Pascack, Mr. DeCarlo?
Yes, so we contracted with a company that had to come in and test for asbestos. That was done last week with the report that there is asbestos present. Now, at this time, that report will be turned over, and we're getting to quotes from contractors to come in and either tear the whole thing down as it is contaminated, or to see what the price would be to piece out the asbestos and then demo the building.
When are those bids due?
It's not necessarily bids, it's just the report came in last week from the contractor that identified asbestos, and now Beckmeyer Engineering is using that report to obtain quotes from contractors. We don't think it's going to be
Oh, you think it's going to be under the threshold?
Yes, sir.
Okay, that's...
Council President?
Go ahead, Mr. Mr. Allman. Mr. Allman is first, sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Is that remediation covered by the escrow?
No, but we do have a grant that'll pay for it.
Thank you.
Go ahead.
On the Brook bid, which is the lowest, I guess, of the four bids with him, did this gentleman walk the brook on both sides? Did they, because my fear is that the way the bid is, it was the lowest of the low, and I really don't expect to see any changes in this bid. I just want to know that he walked the brook, he saw the piping that was in there.
I understand the question. I wouldn't want to answer it on behalf of it. I would hope that the responsible bidder would make sure that they assess the project based on the bid specs, and they would give an appropriate bid. I do know that Mr. Rossi from Boswell Engineering is very pleased with this contractor. He's worked on them with very large-scale similar projects. You know, usually when you think of downstream service, you may think of
No, they do
down
more than
trees.
that. They do more than that.
But they
So
do
did
these
they go
large-
bridge to bridge on both sides of the bank? Because
I don't know what
there's
the
a
scope of,
difference.
I don't know what the scope of this project is, Mr. Sears. I don't know if Mr. DeCarlo can tell.
It's a big project, so, you know, again, I could specifically ask, but I would hope in their benefit that they would have done something because they're responsible for the bid specs, you know, to come out appropriately.
Okay, thank you.
I imagine when we go to award the bid that there'll be an accompanying letter from Boswell Engineering recommending, you know, that just like they normally do.
Can we have Boswell just maybe give us a map showing the limits of work for the project? Or do we
I
have
can give
one?
that to you, yeah.
Can you send that to us tomorrow?
Yes.
If you can. Well, that'll help us, Mr.
Yeah,
Sears.
because there is piping that you can't see when the water's flowing in there. And I'm just concerned that as they're working along, all of a sudden, oh, we need a change order, or we need to add more money, you know, we have to go around this piping. So that's why I asked the question,
Let's see what
did they
the limit,
walk the banks?
let's see what the limits are from
Okay.
Boswell's project, right? You have that, Mr. DeCarlo?
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Any other questions for Mr. DeCarlo's report? General public comment period. Motion to open the public comment period.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Would anybody like to come up this time? You just here for entertainment? Seeing nobody that would like to come up from the audience at this time,
Slow night on television.
motion to close the public comment period.
So moved.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Ordinances, adoption, second reading, none. Introduction, first reading. Ordinance number 26-05. Ordinance providing for the improvement of Musquapsink Brook in and by the Township of Washington in the County of Bergen, New Jersey, and appropriating $100,000 therefore from capital fund balance of the township. Motion to introduce and pass ordinance number 2605 at first reading by title.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? I would just like to make sure that once we receive the $600,000 from Mr. Gottheimer, thank you, Mr. Gottheimer, and your staff for getting us this incredible grant. It's very appreciative. I couldn't be more happy. I know we came up with this idea to ask you for it, and I thank you from every resident in this township that you came through for us. So thank you, Mr. Gottheimer. I just want to make sure that when we do get the grant, that it pays off the debt that we have for this project, that it doesn't get put back into fund balance. Does everybody disagree or agree with that?
Yeah, it's project specific.
It's project specific. We earmark it for this project and we pay off the debt for this project.
I would hope the CFO would agree, but I'd want to listen to what he has to say also.
Well,
Not necessarily his decision, but I just like him to weigh in.
so we'd like to see his decision be our decision. So.
Yeah, but I'm
Thank you.
always happy to listen to other opinions.
Thank you. Motion, roll call, please.
How about you read authorization for that
You
line?
got to work.
Please read that line 26.
No, we didn't, look, I'm right here. I'm right here in my thing. I have to do roll call.
I don't have a motion in a second here, sir.
Here, we're
This is introduced.
I know, but we didn't do roll call.
I'll get to that. Councilman Casso?
Yes.
Councilman Sears?
Yes.
Councilman Oman?
Yes.
Council President DeSena?
Yes.
Thank you.
I got in trouble for not
Yes,
doing it
thank
last
you.
time, and now
My
I'm getting in trouble for
apologies,
doing
sir.
it. So we gotta
I was going
decide,
ahead.
we gotta decide.
Sue was just testing you.
We're being consistently inconsistent, right?
Absolutely.
Resolution number 26-208, authorizing publication of ordinance number 2605 and schedule a public hearing. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Now you can do a roll call again.
I can do it again. Councilman Cassio?
Yes.
Councilman Sears?
Yes.
Councilman Oman?
Yes.
Council President DeSena?
Yes. Resolutions consent agenda. The following items have been determined to have the unanimous consent of council and will be enacted in one motion. Should any item require independent consideration, any council member may have such item removed from the consent agenda. At this time, would anybody like to have any items removed from the consent agenda?
Yes.
Go ahead, Mr. Ullman.
2611?
2611?
Oh, no, 2609.
2609, thank you. Resolution number 26-210, authorize refund of overpayment of property taxes Quarter 1, 2026, Block 4101, Lot 3, in the amount of not to exceed $2,943. Resolution number 26-211, authorize refund of performance guarantee Block 2502.02, Lot 20, in the amount of not to exceed $11,518.68. Motion to approve consent agenda resolutions as presented.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call?
Councilman Cassio?
Yes.
Councilman Sears?
Yes.
Councilman Oman?
Yes.
Council President DeSena?
Yes. Resolution number 26-209, authorizing emergent appropriation prior to adoption of the 2026 current budget. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Discussion?
Yeah, just, is this just to acknowledge the passage of time, or have we received additional invoices or?
Nothing out of the ordinary. The temporary budget is just to get us through the first quarter. Obviously, we're not going to introduce the budget by till the first meeting in April, so this is called an emergent appropriation just because by law that, usually the budget's due before the end of March, but there's always the extensions. There's been one since the beginning of the time. So there's nothing out of the ordinary. It's a 50% appropriation except for in the two pension lines and the debt statements. So, nothing extraordinary, sir.
Thank you.
So this is the 2026 and another 26?
No, so the first one's 26.25. This just brought us up to 50, so a little bit less than that.
Any other discussion? Roll call?
Councilman Casio.
No.
Councilman Sears.
Yes.
Councilman Oman.
Yes.
Council President DeSena.
Yes. Motion to adjourn to the conference agenda. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Excuse me,
Second.
Council President. I'm sorry, I just didn't hear. Was one of the votes a no?
Yes.
Yeah, I was a no.
Because I believe it has to be a 4/5 vote, and without Ms. Velez here, I don't believe that's a passing vote. Hope I'm wrong, but
Ask the attorney.
I believe it says it right in the resolution.
Top of my head.
So I'm gonna look up.
Yeah.
I
let's
think
take a look.
it is right in the resolution you said, Mr. DeCarlo?
2/3, yeah. And JS.
2/3 of the entire body or 2/3 of who's sitting here?
I believe, well, I'll let the attorney, but
Yeah, I'm going to look up the statute.
I believe it's 2/3 of the whole body.
Take a look. Full membership.
Full membership, okay. You are correct, Mr. DeCarlo. Motion to adjourn to conference agenda.
So moved.
Sorry.
Without that, we can't pay bills past the end of this month. We can't make payroll.
We'll have to put it up for adoption when we have a full,
Can we revote it right now?
well, why don't we wait till Ms. Velez gets here at 8:30 and we'll vote then?
Okay. I appreciate that.
Is that
Yeah,
a smarter thing to do?
yeah, I hope so.
Because I think the vote was just held, it's not going
Yeah.
to change.
If I can't twist the arm, then Mr. West gets here, that would be great.
Thank you. Motion to adjourn to conference agenda. Mr. Sears, anybody second it? I'll second it. All in favor?
Aye.
Next regular meeting of the Township Council will be held on Monday, April 6, 2026, beginning at 7 p.m. Sign up for Nixle. Text 07676 to 888-777. Key code TWP Bergen. Let's go to conference agenda. We're going to go into closed session. We will come out of closed session for the budget. So motion to adjourn to closed session, resolution number 26-212, employment agreement with the police department, 660 Pascack Road settlement agreement. The Township Council anticipates coming back into open session. Motion to enter into closed session.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Yes, please. I got to put the sign up. Agenda, we will be revoting on resolution number 26-209. Let the record reflect that Ms. Velez joined us at 7:35 during closed session, and she is now here. Resolution number 26-209, authorizing emergent appropriation prior to the adoption of the 2026 current budget. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Discussion?
Well, sure. I'll discuss it.
That's fine, guys.
Yeah,
Just make sure you're talking into the mic, please.
Better?
Yes.
Okay. So, prior, we voted on this, and it failed because Ms. Velez wasn't here, and they needed a certain amount of votes. My vote was no at the time, and the reason my vote was no, because apparently when a council person votes no, they want an explanation, so I'll give the explanation. In the past, there has been issues with the administration, and not this particular, all administrations that I've worked with in the past, they've seemed to spent money that wasn't appropriated just yet, and then there was an inkling that, well, we already spent the money, we have to have it. I don't think that's appropriate. The budget should be given to the council by the statutory timeframe, which is January 15th, according to our charter. Most of the time, and since I've been here, it has not been given on the 15th. If it is given on the 15th, that allows us enough time to be within the quarter year appropriation, and we can appropriate and delegate that money properly. So that is why I am voting no.
Thank you, Mr.
Okay.
Casper.
I'm sorry, I have to correct that. In our ordinance, it says that January 15th.
Yes.
Since I've been mayor, the state can and does push it to a different date. So don't make it seem like we are neglectful and not doing what we're supposed to do.
You understand, Peter, that whatever the state does is a state. You know, the charter says the 15th. If you understand government, that you have to be within the state limit, but you cannot exceed their statutory deadline. And that's what has happened when you were mayor, and also Ms. Sopwith. It's not directed towards you, Peter. It's what's been doing.
Well, you said current
It's
administrations, and
current
so I consider
administration,
me part of
exactly.
that.
But not just you. Janet did as well.
Okay.
So I'm not singling you out.
Okay.
It's a habit that we've gotten into, and it's inappropriate. And that's all I'm going to say. Okay?
Thank you. We have a motion, we have a second. Any other discussion? Roll call?
Councilman Casio.
No.
Councilman Sears.
Yes.
Councilman Owen.
Yes.
Councilwoman Velez.
Yes.
Council President DeSena.
Yes. Thank you, everyone. At this time, we're going to go into the budget discussion. Mr. Calamari, I'd like to, I think Mrs. Siobhan could leave.
Mr. Bailey.
Mrs. Bailey?
Council?
I leave that up to her.
Well, I don't think she needs to stay, but if you'd like her to stay, you're more than welcome, but we don't need, thank you, Ms. Bailey. Mrs. Bailey. So we'll go to page 26.
Hold on, I have to let me get Mr. Corcoran on here.
We're going to go
Mr.
to,
DeCorcoran, did you, Mr. DeCorcoran? Oh, my gosh. Mr. DeCorcoran, did you reach out to Mr. Corcoran? Or are you doing that now? But thank you. Mr. DeCorcoran.
we're starting on page 26, ladies and gentlemen. That's where we finished off last meeting.
Recording in progress.
Mr. Corcoran's on or not yet? We don't need him for, do we need Mr. Corcoran for any particular reason, Mr. DeCarlo?
I mean, he usually, attends when we're going over the budget, when you're going to vote on it. I mean, he's available.
Yeah, you should be.
All right.
If you want to get started, unless you have questions for her.
Can we get, I'm asking, can we get started? We don't need him to get started. Okay. All right, yeah. All right, so we're going to start on page 26, ladies and gentlemen. The first one is a salary, so we'll skip it. The next one is overtime, and the next one is police crossing guards. There's a request for an additional $5,000, making the line $95,000 from 2025 higher. Anybody have any objections?
Is that just reflective of salaries in that line, or are there other expenses?
Chief, you want to come up and join us? Because we didn't even use the total amount last year, so we're asking for $10,000 more.
We are asking for a raise for them.
So it's a dollar raise.
Yep.
How many employees do we have? How many crossing guards do we have?
We have 6 right now. We're still trying to fill one spot.
So 7 total.
Yeah.
We filled the one spot.
Correct. We have to be a little bit more competitive with our salaries. We lost one of our good employees to Old Japan. They pay a lot more.
By a lot, what is a lot?
Like $13 more an hour.
$35 an hour?
$13 more an hour.
That's what I'm saying, $35. So it's $35 an hour. that you-
$34 an hour.
Wow. It's impressive.
Yeah. I don't know how to do it. but-
Okay. Everybody okay with the $95,000 increase? The $5,000 increase to 95?
When was the last time they got a raise, Chief?
I think last year they got a small one.
Yeah, I think we did 50 cents last year.
50 cents, yeah. So,
If we look at the salary chart, it'll tell us what last year's was. But that's in the small binder. I don't know if you brought the small binder.
I have the small binder. I think everybody has a small binder. I mean, it was a small increase last year.
yeah.
They received crossing guards were 19 to 21.
And now we're going 20 to 22.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. I'm okay with it. Everybody else okay with it?
Yes.
Mr. Allman, you okay with it?
Yes.
Moving on. Vacation buyback stayed the same. No objection to that, anyone? Personal day buyback stayed the same. Sick day payout is no longer existent. Admin assistant is a salary, so we'll skip that. Director of Public Safety is a salary, we'll skip that. Sergeant differential is the same, right?
Yep, and it's contractual, sir.
Okay. Everybody okay with that?
Yeah.
Specials 3 is salary, but it's also an offsetting revenue.
It's a contract with the school district?
Correct.
It is, yeah. But we have a revenue for the same amount. Like, we're asking for 189 appropriations, we have a revenue for 189.
So can you explain, though, how we went from 249 to 189?
Yes, so I split the lines. So last year, all special officers 1, 2, and 3, classes 1, 2, and 3 were in the same line. I separated it out so the council could see exactly what we're spending on each class of officer.
So this is, Special Officer 3 is gross of the revenue.
Yes.
Why the special officer? Okay, so there is an increase there, right?
There is, so we anticipated what they gave last year, so we don't
We don't have
do this
control
until
over
about May or
what the
June.
raise is, the school
No,
dictates that.
but the budget went up by a lot if you add both lines. If you add up officers 3 and 2,
Well, don't forget, we're going to recommend a reduction in the class 2.
what's your new ask and requested, Mr. DeCarlo?
So, did you want to do 3 first, or did you want to talk about?
Well, let's do 3. You said you were going to give us a new one, right? You were going to reduce
So
it?
not for special 3, sir, it's for special officer 2.
Okay, so everybody okay with special officer 3? That's a contractual amount, right? You're saying that's the contract with Westwood Regional School District?
Correct.
Yes, essentially, yes,
So it's a pass-through?
yes.
All right. So moving on to Officer 2, you said you were going to make a new recommended request?
Right, so before we get to that, please just realize there is a request to increase their individual salary.
Why is it not following the 2.75 range?
It's 50 cents.
No, it's going to 2650. It's going up
No,
6,000.
that's just the range. They're at 26 right now. They haven't had an increase in.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so last year we didn't ask for increase with specials twos, and it's a range. It's $20.50 to $26.50, and
Oh, okay.
I believe that's yeah. It's so when we put them through the academy, that's that lower rate.
How many special tools do we have?
Last year we had 2. Right now we have 1. We're looking for a second.
And what was your new request and recommend?
Again, based on the scenario explained during closed session, if the council was up to doing the plan as I laid out as Chief Pecora plan, we would reduce this down to 70,000.
So is that the mayor's new request to recommend, or no?
I can at this point until you execute what we spoke about in closed in good faith.
The promotion part.
Oh, well,
Well, first of all, it's salary, so we're not voting on salaries.
Well, these are, oh, yeah, okay, all right, we'll skip it. Okay, all right.
So you're going to skip this
We're
too?
going to skip Officer 2. Stipends is a contractual agreement, Mr. DeCarlo?
Yes, sir.
It stayed the same, everyone? Police Special Officers 1 is, what is that line?
So that's a new line. We separated. The chief does not expect to spend more than $2,700. I believe, Chief, do you currently have a Class 1?
Yes, we do.
He's a police dispatcher. Is that
Correct. So we use them for like parades and stuff like that, so.
Oh, okay.
Town Day.
Was this in something else before, and we just
No,
broke
this
it
is a
out?
new line, sir.
So is
Yes,
it-
it was in.
I'm saying, was this salary somewhere else and we moved it? or-
Yes, it was in 240-193.
With all the other CEOs, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
There was one line for all the SLEOs.
Okay.
They separated it into 3 now.
Everybody okay with that? The next line is the chief's salary, which is a contractual amount, right?
Yes.
Everybody okay with that? Going to page 28. Office supplies went up by $400, but they didn't spend all of 2025. Anything we foresee that we need to increase office supplies?
We have different people, different offices. We do need a couple of new items like printers. Printers are a minimum of $500 now, so.
Why didn't we buy them in 2025 when we had all the money?
I wasn't in charge of the police department at the time.
Everybody okay with the 4,400?
4,000?
$4,400. Everybody okay?
Just a question on the printer. Don't we use centralized printers? No?
We do for basic black and white copying, but then officers within their offices, they need, like their own printer for like color and stuff, like myself. And the ink is just crazy nowadays. We try to keep it at a minimum.
Everybody okay with that? Accreditation stayed the same, 13250.
Now, is that every year, that cost?
Yes,
Okay.
we're up for reaccreditation next year.
What does that look like?
A lot of work for our department. So what we do is each year, this cost goes towards keeping us up to date each year and putting in our proofs that we're following all our policies and SOPs. So we do have an officer that stays on top of that with the company, Lexipol, and they help us stay in line, stay within each year, because it is a 3-year process. Next year, we will have another inspection of our headquarters, and they'll review all our policies to make sure that we were doing everything and that, our policies say, and that we fix the things that we had initially, come to light that we needed to fix, so.
What does that expense look like, though? Do you know offhand? Is it?
For the reaccreditation, I don't have that number off the top of my head, but it'd be similar to last time. I don't know the exact numbers, honestly, off the top of my head. I wouldn't want to guess. I can get you that number, though. This is just to keep the maintenance program going, and they help manage it with our officer that's dedicated to that.
What did we spend for the accreditation? 50, 60?
I believe initially it was like almost a $50,000 ask.
Yeah, but we didn't have any SOPs.
We had nothing.
No, well, I'm trying to figure out.
We don't want to, that was
The
a
first
catch-up.
step.
No, that wasn't the first step. That was the beginning of, that was dinosaur age for.
It really was. And I tell you,
That's Mr.
it's proven dividends over these last couple of years.
Absolutely, right?
Yes.
Yeah, because we had 0 SOPs and all that. I remember that was.
We had 16 policies, that was it, when we started. So it was a heavy lift to get it off the ground. Now, it's not as heavy of a lift to keep it going, but they also scrutinize you more, when you go for reaccreditation, because now you've been through it. And they're like, okay, those things that we asked you to fix, make sure you fix them, make sure everything is spot on.
We have a plan to address,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
So we monitor that plan, right?
Correct.
Okay, that's what we were promised.
Yes.
I just want to make sure. I know you aren't chief, and I don't want to make you live somebody else's promise, but that was the promises we were made.
Correct.
What happens if you lose accreditation?
It doesn't look real good for the town or for the department. Once you achieve that level, everybody else is going to it. So to get to that level and then let it lapse, it's not great.
Does it affect the town any legal?
You will lose your insurance that you get a discount on for us being accredited.
It was important, like, I was on council when we made this happen, and it just so happens, I just followed the curtails of Westwood, because Westwood had just gotten
They
it.
just got reaccredited again.
No, they just got it yesterday,
Yeah.
but the original time when I was on council my first time, I said, why aren't we accredited? And I opened up Pandora's box and we paid for it. And we had no problem paying for it because I thought it was very important that, and when we found out what it entailed, I thought it was a good thing because it made the department better, right? Right,
Yep,
Chief? Because you had
absolutely.
all your SOPs, you had all your
It keeps-
policies,
it keeps
you had
the
all your
officers-
manuals and everything, and Lexipol is good at doing that. That's
Yes,
why you
it
hired
keeps
them.
the entire department functioning at a much higher level. It's going to keep your exposure to lawsuits at a much lower level as well. And that's
That was
where the
one of the big
insurance
things.
break,
That
that's
was
where
one
the
of the big
insurance break
things,
comes in, So,
So what does it say? What's the insurance?
I think it's like $4,500 a year.
Sounds good.
It saves you $4,500 a year in insurance?
I believe our reduction is somewhere around that amount. It's listed right on our bill, I believe.
What we're spending-
13.
We're
to
spending
save
13
45.
to save 45.
Gentlemen, we live in New Jersey, what do you expect?
Well, it's insane.
Yeah,
It's really insane.
It is.
Now, if you had only 16 SOPs, and now we're up to speed, how many SOPs do you have now?
120,
Okay, how many is the maximum you can have, or
that's pretty
about
much it,
that?
yeah. Mm-hmm.
So now you're there, right? You're pretty much where you should be.
Correct.
So how much would it be for you to internally maintain new SOPs and the SOPs that you have?
Well, we could definitely maintain them, absolutely, but then
Right.
we wouldn't get the newest updates as to what keeps you at the accreditation level. And then you're not accredited by the state or, further.
I think
And
the
then
problem
you
was-
don't get your insurance credit after that.
but I think the problem was, we don't,
$4,500, I'm not really worried about it.
yeah, but I
It's more
think,
like an insurance policy.
well, it was
also
the,
unfortunately.
you had all the Attorney General updates is what, right?
Yes.
I don't know if I'm supposed to be saying all this, but like, the
Well, that's
biggest,
what we were missing in the beginning.
Yeah.
We weren't
Sure, we
getting
don't
that.
have that.
Right.
yeah, like, we weren't getting that, like, so if the Attorney General decided tomorrow, like, hey, you can't do this, and our SOPs, we didn't get it from Lexipol because somebody didn't see it on the whatever, Lexipol's gonna tell us, like, hey, this SOP needs to be revised because,
They call us pretty much, every week. They speak with my accreditation manager.
Yeah.
And they forward all this information to us. Then we also do training that is part of that to keep that accreditation up to speed. You could, cut the funding to it and, we won't be accredited after, next year, but, I wouldn't recommend it after achieving that level to lose it. Not many departments do that. So I think very few do that, and I think that would be a blight on not only the department, but this town, to be honest with you.
I remember, being a big proponent of this after talking to the chief in Westwood back, 8 years ago. It was such an important thing to have because, and I remember Mr. Tovo, when he was administrator, he was also a police chief. And, he was big on, because we were so far behind on our paperwork and our SOPs and our policies and all that, that it was important that we bring them up to standards and continue to bring them up to standards in order for everybody to have the proper backup in case something happens, right? Is that a fair way to put it, Chief?
Correct.
Right, it's basically having paper behind us if something happens, really. It's an insurance policy for our officers and our
And the
rank
town.
and file in the town, yeah.
town.
It prevents us from not having something in place, and God forbid something happens, and then somebody says, well, you should have known better because this policy was amended, 2 years ago, we don't know about it because we don't have the information.
If there is ever a lawsuit as well, this should curtail the zeros on the end of whatever lawsuit that is. That's one of the big selling points to being accredited. When an attorney looks at, we're going to sue them, they're accredited, that means they got their stuff together, so to speak, and most likely they're not going to go after frivolous lawsuits. So there's the benefit of that as well. It also holds all of our officers to a higher standard. Not that we don't, but this really enforces that.
I was a proponent back then. I'm still a proponent for it. I'm a yes for this. I don't know what everybody else is.
Chief, are all the towns in the Pascack Valley
Yes.
accredited? Yeah, and probably most of the state?
At this point, yes. We were one of the minorities until
The last time we were like one of the,
Yeah.
I think we were the only Pascack Valley town that
Yeah,
wasn't.
correct,
That's why I
right.
was upset about it.
Correct.
And, and at the time, we weren't the only, we were one, I think, of 10 in the state that weren't, which was embarrassing also, so.
Yes.
I don't think, I think it's peanuts for the safety it gives to our officers in our township against liability and everything, so I'm okay with it. Everybody else okay with it?
I am.
Mr. Sears?
I agree with you,
Mr. Cassia?
Yeah, I'm fine with it.
Mr. Alman?
Yes.
Thank you. Books and subscriptions is the same as last year. I have no objection to it. Anybody have an objection? Dues and meetings and conferences went up by $1,300. Any reason we went up so much? We
Yeah,
didn't spend.
all the initial chief dues, there was a higher cost because it was my first time applying, so they tack on a few $100s for each of those. I also plan on attending all the meetings and a lot more events as a chief.
Do you also pay RDF out of this?
Yes, we do.
What's that, Mr.?
That's the Rapid Deployment Force. That is controlled by the Chiefs Association. And they were created for like any kind of riots or any kind of stuff like that. And with FIFA this year, they're going to be utilized a lot. So there's a good chance that we might get another what's the word
Increase.
for? Increase, yeah, this year. One time they did that last year, and they said they weren't going to do it this year, but I have a sneaking suspicion they're going to do it after FIFA.
Okay. Everybody okay with the 7,300?
Yes.
Yes. Office equipment repairs, 4,500 last year, 4,500 this year. Any objection? Police medical went down $5,000 from last year. We only spent $3,000 last year, so we don't plan on needing this.
So,
Chief?
yeah, so we had used the money from the previous year to do all of our
Medical testing.
wellness visits.
Yep.
So that's why it didn't come off of last year's, because it was from the year before. We did cut it back. I don't foresee as many meds and psychs this year. So.
Okay, thank you. Police copier expense, $2,000 last year, $2,000 this year. Is that a contractual?
That is contractual.
Thing? Is that a contract, Mr. Carl?
Yes, sir.
Correct.
Everybody okay with that? Furniture and equipment went up.
I asked for,
9,000?
yeah, I asked for 2,000.
You guys overspent last year by $1,200. So.
Yeah, so we did take over, obviously, you guys know, we took over the old court clerk's office. We turned that into our detective bureau. We were able to get some furniture for there, and then we did, outfit another office, but I do have my lieutenant's office and the bureau to finish doing some furniture. The furniture in there is like 25 years old, so.
Everybody okay with
Chief,
the
this would
increase?
be a one-time bump? that
Yeah, it'd be a
presumably
one-time.
would go down next
Yeah,
year.
we can bring it down after I get the furniture this year. That's just to try to.
We're not
get
going to
those-
overspend the line, right?
No.
Like we did last year?
No.
Everybody okay with that?
Fine.
Interpreters calibration, 1,800. It's an increase from last year. We did go over last year, so I guess it's to make up, to kind of meet the 2025 expenses.
Correct.
Yes, sir, yep.
Everybody okay with that?
Yep.
Radio expense, 23,000 last year, 23,000 this year. What does that entail? What does that get us, Chief?
That is our maintenance program with Goosetown. It pretty much covers all the internal radios, the desk radios, for any warranty items that we may need. That also includes the old frequency that we still have for the ambulance corps and the fire department for the pagers.
Okay.
Isn't, if I may,
Go ahead,
wasn't
sir.
OEM looking to do that under their budget?
No, that's something different. Yeah, he's looking to update the,
That's the hotspot Wi-Fi.
yeah, that's something different.
Thought he had radios there, okay.
Yeah, the radios, he was asking for an upgrade to our current portable radios. He wants to do ours this year, and then next year possibly do the fire department.
Everybody okay with that line? Police training, $20,000 last year, $22,000 this year.
Council President, do you mind if I interrupt? I apologize.
Sure.
Are you going to have the dispatch outsourcing discussion this evening?
You want to stop here? You want to stop
No,
at the
no,
end
no,
of
I'm
the
not
page?
asking to stop. I'm just interjecting with that only because we're getting into lines that are associated with that expense, including the one right before it, the
Wait,
one
wait,
that you just approved. So
Wait, radio expense has to do with dispatch?
it has some dispatch part of the debt service agreement, yes.
Table.
Let's table it then.
Just the radio expense?
Yeah. So training, we were okay with. Training, we were doing 20,000 last year, 22,000 this year. We didn't spend all of it last year, and now we're asking for an increase.
Yeah, unfortunately, the way things wound up at the end of the year last year, we weren't able to use it all up, but I do have a lot of officers that need leadership training. It runs pretty much $800 an officer. So, there were 7 officers that changed positions, 2 new officers. There's a lot of training that needs to be done.
What was the $6,000 that we paid to the Roger group out of that?
So that is part of the, that comes out of here. That is part of the training I was explaining before. That is part of our accreditation. They send us the new updated Attorney General requirements. Anything that is required goes through there, and then there's like a few that are additional, electives, so to speak, that we have. It's 12, so we get 1 a month.
Oh, you have 1 session a month
Yes.
for the $6,000 from Rogers Group. Correct. Everybody okay with training? Uniform allowance stayed the same. Everybody okay with that?
It's contractual, too.
Safety equipment and uniforms went down $1,000 from last year. Able to supplement this line with the body armor grant, so it's $18,000. It went down $1,000 from last year. Everybody okay with that?
Did we, are we still refreshing the body armor?
Yes. This year is a big year. We have 11 officers that need to get new body armor. So we did half so far. We have to do the other 6.
And is that covered in that amount?
Yes.
Would you, sir,
Between that and the vest fund, we offset it with the vest fund. So
And I believe I have a revenue this year for it as well. I believe, yeah. Body armor grant of $4,914.
You show that in revenue?
That's in revenue, yeah.
Okay, thank you.
And it's also later on, I got to show it on the appropriation side too, so you'll see it towards the end of the budget. Plus, we have a line or two that still has some money in it. A grant line.
Everybody okay with safety equipment and uniforms?
Yep.
Oxygen and fire extinguishers was $1,700 last year, $1,700 this year. Everybody okay with that?
Yep.
Equipment maintenance and licenses, they were asking to double it from $10,000 to $20,000. It's for IT price increase, Microsoft update for emails, maintenance agreement for live scan fingerprinting machine, $2,500. Can you explain that?
yes. So our Microsoft Office has expired. We need to update to the new 2024. So we can't upgrade our Microsoft licensing anymore. It has expired. So that leaves us vulnerable because we had no more security patches. It's on all of our computers within the department, unfortunately. It has expired. This will carry us through to the year 2028, 2029. So it is a one-time expense of $6,200 and change, I believe. My math is correct. There's 20 computers at $322, $6,440. That's the lion's share of that. And then the rest of it is for our emails, our email subscription through Microsoft 365 has also come due as well. We're going over in this world of emails for everything. We need a larger cache for all the emails that are coming in. And that upgrade is going from, it's about $107 additional for 30 officers, so that's another $3,228. And then our fingerprint machine, it had like a 3-year window, and now we have to have the extended warranty. So that expired last year. the 3 years that you get from the factory, so to speak.
So some of those things, I understand that the police department has to be maintained, the infrastructure has to be separate. Can't they all be, I mean, shouldn't they be negotiated as a township?
I don't know the answer to that. I can only tell you from when I came, this was the structure. The town hall side had their own IT and Microsoft and all the emails, and that's through Fortinet, and I believe the police department has Dart.
Yes.
You know, I can't speak of why that was done in the beginning. You know, I can certainly look into it, but, you know, this is how it's been
Would
structured.
it make sense to have one vendor for everybody?
The problem is you need somebody who understands law enforcement in their end. The town's IT guy is very good for what they need, but we need someone who understands our end of it, and our guy works with the county and everything, and we've used him for probably 20 years at this point. This is the first time he's raised his rates in probably 6 years, and it only went up $600, so it's not really that much for him. But.
No, understanding that, but, you know, when you talk about updating OS, updating email, I guess I would have thought that there may be benefits to negotiating it singularly, you know, as the town versus the two separate entities.
So I think we're in two different plateaus right now. The town just got all new computers. Our computers are a few years old, and that's why we need to update to Microsoft 11. I think they just all went to it, so, you know.
Microsoft typically doesn't negotiate
They don't,
their prices at all.
unfortunately.
So.
But our IT guy can't do any of their equipment?
I don't know that. I'm just,
I mean, wouldn't that be a
Listening to what
savings?
you-
If we're paying somebody already to do the IT work to handle their end of it.
I mean, therein is a bit of a specialty, as the chief said. You know, he does need to know certain law enforcement as far as, correct me if I'm wrong, chief, without going too far, backups and like that
Correct.
can only go.
So, yeah, he has to set up a backup system, which we have, and he is the one that facilitates that, or his company, I should say, Dart. And like I said, they know all the back-end work. They work with the prosecutor's office. The town IT guy, you know, I'm not taking anything away from him. He's good with just computers. He doesn't have the expertise in the law enforcement end of it. So you would need somebody that could handle the law enforcement end, that could do both, maybe, you know, if you wanted to keep it at one individual.
Okay. Everybody okay with this?
Yes.
Mr. Sears? Mr. Ullman?
Yeah.
Medical supplies went up $700.
Yeah, unfortunately, the cost of everything, defibrillator pads are skyrocketed. If, you know, we have a few incidents where, you know, we're using them, and we did last year. We used them quite a bit. Our medical supplies, you know, $1,300 is just not enough. You can see we spent $18 last year. You know, we need more. We got to buy bandages and stuff like that. We get by, but even that's not that much. You know, we need to buy a new bag that holds all our medical stuff. The bag is $250. You know, so, yeah.
Everybody okay with this? It's a $700 increase from last year. Miscellaneous went up from $8,250 to $13,750. It's an evidence room audit. That's $4,500. Mandatory requirement due to a change in chief. We've
Correct.
never had to do this before, chief. So why you?
No, we did.
So where to get?
I never
this
saw
before?
that in the budget
It's
before.
never written like this in the budget. That's the only reason.
Well, I know we've done it because we did it with Chief Calamari as well. This is mandatory when a new chief comes in. The whole evidence room and process has to be audited to make sure, you know, everything is good from the beginning. This way, there's no issues with anything.
Do we have that many things in our evidence room?
it's an Attorney General guideline, correct, Chief?
Correct, yes.
Okay.
So
And,
it has to be done. It's a one-time cost.
Attorney General pay for it.
Yeah, I wish you
If only
could.
that were the case.
So it is a one-time cost. You know, we will not ask for that for next year. So once it's done, it's done.
But, and this is not a question for you, Chief, but like, where is it? When we turned over the chief,
Last year, we didn't do it.
No. Well, he was done at the end of the year.
No, but we're saying, 2 years ago.
That was 2 years ago. That's
It
why.
just didn't come up on this line like this.
Well, I don't know where it came. I don't remember which line it came out of.
All right.
Before you vote on it, Council President, there was a desire brought to me from Councilman Sears to potentially purchase a speed board sign for Van Emberg. If the council wishes to do that, we're estimating that device to be $4,500, so that line would have to be increased by $4,500. We did receive an insurance reimbursement in 2023, but the device was never purchased then.
So where's the insurance money?
Well, it was put back into the 2023 budget, so it lapsed into surplus in '25.
So can't we take it out of surplus then?
Can we just get in 26?
It doesn't, I mean,
Yeah,
not being, you know.
We spent some of the surplus on the budget in total, so.
I know, but we knew we damaged one. Why didn't we buy a new one? I know you weren't here, Mr. DeCarlo. Oh, no,
I
you
was
weren't
here, but that would have been the Chief Skinner, question for him.
When was the surplus? We were spending.
sure it's not chief.
I know we replaced two, but we never replaced.
24, 25.
We never replaced that one. We actually could use two. We could use one on Mountain as well, but, if you gave me one, I'd put it on Van Emberg. That would be my first choice.
These are permanently mounted, or these trailer?
These are permanently mounted with solar panels that charge.
So it's like the ones we have now
Correct. Yeah.
on Washington.
It would just be an additional one.
They're $4,500 each, those things?
Yes.
Because the one on Washington is always out. I guess is when not enough
It's
sun.
not getting enough sun because of the canopy. So
So we got to move
Take
it.
down a tree.
Talk to the green team.
We have to move it. That means.
Trim it.
Can we move?
Oh,
can-
move it, that's
Can
it,
we
that's
move
it.
it? I mean, seriously. I mean, it's always out. It's I get upset with it every time I drive by because it like either tells me I'm doing 1,444 miles or it's not on.
I don't think you should say that out loud.
If I'm doing 1,445, I'll be in space. So
He's got a rocket behind him.
yeah. So. So this is where we would add it. So Mr.
Yes, sir.
Sears, is this your recommendation or? Mr. DeCarlo said it was your recommendation, not the mayor or his. So.
I didn't
well-
say it necessarily like
Well,
that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I
But
would
you're not-
recommend it also.
Don't lie, you
Yeah.
asked for it, didn't you?
Yeah.
Or brought it to our attention that it was needed, maybe might be a better word.
Can we move the one on Washington temporarily since it's not working correctly because of the canopy? It's just,
Maybe we can do the IHA one that was knocked down and you got the money and never put the sign back up.
That's the one we're talking about.
That's the one we're talking about.
Yeah, like, can we get it up there now?
Well, that's what we're asking for the additional funding.
We'd have to purchase it.
we got to increase
$4,500
$4,500 to this.
It's needed.
I agree.
It's definitely needed.
What can we take out to make it a zero-sum game?
You know?
What do you say?
What can we take out of miscellaneous to make it a zero-sum game? So you need the 45.
Yeah, we got it from the 1033 program?
You have to have it, right?
Yeah.
Does 1033 program have it?
No, unfortunately. These are private companies that sell these.
45.
I tell you what.
How much is the sign?
$4,500.
So another 45, right?
So can you live with, because ammunition is down, could you live with 22,000 and take, out of your 2,400, take 2,000 towards that, and we're halfway there?
What you're saying, make ammunition the same as 2025?
Yeah.
If you give me my capital ask, yes.
What's your capital ask?
What can I, well, if I can.
Oh, your guns?
Let me open a whole new can of
It's a note
worms.
on the next page.
So a whole new can of worms is, last year, kind of, a majority of the council wished to put certain expenses in the capital. Last week, Mr. Ullman brought up kind of bringing some of those expenses back into the budget. So one of the capital requests is $15,000 for rifles. So if we took that theory, does the council want to bring the $15,000 requested in capital into the budget or leave it in capital? And that would be one of several things I would answer.
Well, that's
I mean, I
a
don't know
discussion when we get to
if you have-
capital.
Well, you're
cut
gonna
the
come across
rifles
that,
in
but
half and you have enough for your sign.
the reason why I'm bringing it up is because you're going to vote on ammunition next, and that would be the most appropriate place to put the 15,000 if you wanted to move it out of capital.
Well, I agree. In listening to Mr. Allman and taking it back, whether we only amortize it in the bonds for 10 years, we're still paying a hell of a lot of interest on rifles that only cost us $15,000. It's a huge credit expense to, just like the vehicles. Those vehicles don't cost us $95,000 anymore. They end up costing us like, $100,000 more in interest payments by putting it into capital. Mr. Corcoran, is that a fair statement?
Yes. Yeah, it's always a tough question whether you leave it in capital or put it back to current.
Oh, he's not on the big TV for some reason today.
Is it a fair question or a fair answer?
No, what I'm saying is, I personally think it should be probably in current.
Is that your recommendation, Mr. Corcoran?
Yes.
How have you done it in the past? Have you just made it in current fund in your prior lives before you got to Washington Township?
I mean, I have seen that done where I, formally work, yes. I have seen it done there.
Because we used to do it in current fund also, and then a couple of years ago, we, it was moved.
I have no objection other than obviously it's a shell game, so it'll increase the tax impact.
Yeah, but it doesn't. But you're not financing a car.
No, I totally understand.
You're not buying guns for $15,000 and paying $60,000 when we're done because we're putting it into a bond.
I guess I'm just speaking out loud. I don't mind either way. It was just last year, council didn't say put rifles there, but it was kind of the consensus that those minor expenses would go in capital. I have no problems moving it back. But the next line would be, but the chief said if he's able to get the 15 for rifles, he would be able to reduce the 24 to 22. But then it sounds like you're asking to go down another 2. So I just wanted all those facts to be before the council before you vote on it. That's all.
Council President DeSena, if I could say one more thing too.
Yes, Mr. Corcoran.
If you take it out of capital and put it into current, then the budget line for capital improvement fund is going to go down too.
Absolutely.
So that's the main reason why I think you should do it too, because you're going to recoup some of that because the capital improvement fund's going to go down. So
Thank you.
You're welcome.
What's the, excuse me, Chief, what's the lifespan of a rifle?
Anywhere between 3 to 7, 8 years, and these are 10 years old.
Your current?
Our current, yeah, and that's why we're trying to. We've been slowly swapping them out for new ones, but now we're at the halfway point, and I'd like to do the rest of them all at one shot. This way, I'm not like putting it like 3 years down the road. Because now I got to start doing maintenance on all those older rifles. I got to start worrying about them falling apart, basically, because they go into cars, they rattle around in the trunks. We take them in and out every single day. So, and there's just better technology now. They're just better weapons. So,
go ahead.
I just don't understand why those rifles only last 5, 6, 7 years. I mean, I got rifles that are 25 years old that still function very well.
We shoot them a lot. We shoot them a lot. So.
It just,
they go from their locker into the car, back into their locker at the end of the shift. We qualify 4 times a year, plus all the additional training we do. We put thousands of rounds through those rifles.
Plus that rifle needs to work.
Yes.
It needs to work.
Yes. And like I said, if we don't do that, then, I'll continue doing what I've been doing and try to get 1 or 2 each year. But then I'm going to need additional monies to get these current older ones certified. I got to keep them to a certain level. I'm in the process of getting 2 of my officers as armorers so that they can work on the minor things. But you have to be certified before you touch that. Otherwise,
I think we have to have
a
a discussion as a council later on, and taking Mr. Corcoran's information he just gave us into account. of moving stuff around from capital and back into general fund. So let's continue. We'll table ammunitions and guns, and I made a note for the traffic speed sign in this miscellaneous item.
Okay.
Right?
Are we tabling miscellaneous?
Yeah, we're going to table that too, because that's a,
Miscellaneous as well?
yes, correct.
Right.
It's both those items are, TBD, because if we follow the guidance, we should put it back into capital, into regular funds.
I don't mean to be pushy, but we're running out of time, so when do you want to push it off then?
I want to continue so the chief doesn't have to, I want to get through most of the chief's lines and we'll come back. Because we got to go through all the capital now because it changes everything,
Yeah, but that's all right up here. That's not a big deal. I'm telling you, you gotta get. Not a big deal.
Moving on, page 30, traffic light maintenance and repairs is nothing. 1033 program, 10,000 last year, 10,000 this year, so I have no objection to that. Computer supplies, we're doing upgrades, so it went up $2,500.
We will need,
While Chief's here, what's your wish list for 1033?
well, they shut down for a while last year, and, so there wasn't a whole lot, and now with what's going on, in the world, we're hoping that, there will be some additional surplus. We're always looking, for anything that we can get our hands on. The road department asks for us for stuff as well.
So is there a need that you're looking for specifically? That's all.
Nothing specifically. Yeah, there's nothing specific right now.
Do we have a drone? and
No, we do
a
not.
drone operator?
No. I wouldn't mind having a drone or a drone operator, but it is very costly.
Is that a service we, for lack of a better term, borrow if we needed it?
Yes.
The county has a
The county
drone.
does have a very robust program. Paramus has got a program of their own that they utilize in their town.
Could we maybe possibly enter into a shared service agreement?
Now, I spoke with their drone operator. By the time it gets to our border, it's only got about 10 minutes of run time left. So it could only check for a little bit and then has to go back. So it would not be
This is
able to.
Paramuses?
Yeah.
I know the counties can go a lot further because
Well, they would bring it here. though.
Yeah, no, but they could fly from there.
But
I know the
you're
operator.
talking a lot of money.
He's got the $18,000 drone from the county. so
I looked at
they don't go.
a static one that just a box. and
Hovers,
It goes up
yep.
on a tether, and that was $25,000. It was crazy. I was like, so, yeah. But it is
The
the
county does have a,
government.
Mr. Alman, the
Move
county
a
does have a
satellite.
robust, I think if we were in an emergency, the county would fly their drone to us, chief, right? Is that a fair
Absolutely.
statement?
Yes. If we had somebody lost in,
Yeah.
say, the woods or somewhere, yeah.
Because I know one of my coworkers works on the county, he's a licensed drone operator, and he works for the county.
Kids.
And he's spotted people in the Alpine Cliffs with the drone, with the infrared, so.
Thank you.
All right, computer, so $2,500 extra this year for computer supplies, everybody okay with that for the upgrades?
Yes.
Moving down, dispatch desk software licenses, so I guess we'll start with dispatch here, right? Or no, this is the only line item.
No, there's more.
So let's table this one, because we'll do dispatch all together at the end. So we'll table that line. Community policing website, 4,000 last year, 4,000 this year. Is that a contractual amount? Because it seems like we spent exactly almost to the penny.
Yeah, that's just so we can run all our programs that we do. Junior Police Academy, Coffee with a Cop, whatever other programs, Town Day, the things that we give the residents and stuff, so.
Car cameras, 001, we're asking for a $500 increase from 5,000 to 5,500. Everybody okay with that?
Yep.
Computer software leasing, 26,000 to 27,500. Is that an increase for the
Partial.
contract?
It's
What's
partial
that?
dispatch.
What's that?
It's partial dispatch.
So we should table this?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll table that one. Range rental, 13,000 last year, 13,000 this year. Everybody okay with that?
Yep.
Nixle went up $200 by contract, or is
$100.
It went up $100.
Oh, excuse me,
But that's contractual.
everybody okay with Nixle? Dispatching, salaries and wages, we'll have a full discussion with that shortly. The next ones are all dispatchers, so we'll table that. OEM, we'll do OEM really quick, or do you want to stop there? Well, let's just finish the page,
It's only
right?
two, yeah.
OEM salaries and wages, 2617. It went up some weird amount from
Well,
last
it's a
year.
salary line, so it's a 2.75%. That's
Okay.
what number would be.
Are you skipping salaries?
We're going
Mike,
to
or-
skip salary
Yeah.
there. OEM, other miscellaneous expense, stayed the same as last year. Portable Wi-Fi hotspot device to be purchased from this account. OEM coordinator explained device, which he did. So everybody okay with the $4,500, which is the same as last year?
Didn't we increase it?
Yeah.
Didn't we increase it to 7K?
I thought we did increase that, Mr. Ullman, and because we told him to buy the Wi-Fi, something better or something.
You guys okay?
No, I thought.
No, we did. We
I
did
thought
increase
there
that
were-
line. Yeah, I got to look at my budget proposal for OEM. Give me 1 second.
Chief, do you remember what we were gonna?
Yeah, we went up from, I have my notes here.
Were we gonna get them two?
Yeah, because I believe the discussion.
He asked for
was-
something, yeah, we said get him for both departments.
Oh, for fire department.
Fire department, maybe?
Fire
Yeah,
department.
we said get him for both departments,
Oh.
so we did increase
All
it.
right, well, thank you for remembering that. So you were good with the $7,000?
Yes.
Thank you.
I was okay with that. I don't know about everybody else. Everybody okay
I
with
thought
increasing? Yeah, we already voted on it, yeah, so it's 7,000.
I appreciate that, thank you.
So this goes from 4,500 to 7,000 for both departments. All right, and then first aid is next, so we'll stop there. We'll go back to dispatch. All right?
I had two other lines.
Where is that, Chief?
315-001,
Oh, police vehicle.
police tires,
Hold on, give me 1 second. I just got to get to that
page
page.
44, I believe.
Page 44, yes. Police vehicle tires, first line on page 44, from 7,000 to 8,000.
We went through an exorbitant amount of tires. We caught so many nails last year, and we're running into an issue now with all the TPS sensors all going at the same time. They're $125 each. They're almost as much as the tire. So, we're asking for a modest increase because we just can't get as many tires as we normally do.
Okay. Everybody okay with that?
Sure.
That gets me 4 tires, basically.
The next line is police vehicles, equipment and repairs. If capital is approved for vehicles, can be reduced to 23,000. So we haven't done capital, so we'll table that one until we get to the capital. Because we got to make a decision. Well, we have to make a decision whether we're bringing it back or leaving it there.
And yeah, there's a couple vehicles. And then did you want to do gasoline?
Where's gasoline?
I don't know.
It's got to be somewhere right in the, yeah, page 53. We're asking for the same amount as last year.
Well, gas is going down.
It just went up.
Police, gasoline, diesel, 35,000 last year, 35,000 this year. Everybody okay with that?
Is that going to be enough?
Yeah.
Well, if we have to do an emergency, if we have to change it, we'll have to change it based on, Everybody okay with that?
Plus, it's
Yeah.
part of the control. We should be okay, I think.
All right.
I'm sorry, could we just go back to police vehicle tires? The transfer,
It's the control. That control includes the tires and the vehicle repairs. So it wasn't like that's just the line that the CFO put it in. It doesn't mean that's what it was spent in. So the control is all 315. So it was vehicle repairs that we need to put it in. And it was mostly for DPW. If you see, we spent 102 in DPW vehicle repairs, and we only had budgeted 90. And then police vehicles went over about 10 grand as well, so right there is your $21,000. You're welcome.
All right, let's,
Sir, I believe the miscellaneous section is going to have your, the pertinent documents for dispatch.
in the small book or the big book?
Oh, the big book in the back. I don't know exactly where, but
It's in miscellaneous.
it's in miscellaneous, yeah.
I'm just going to run grab something real quick.
I put everybody's together the same, so it should be after the healthcare.
After the healthcare?
Yeah, like I followed the way the budget lines are.
Okay.
It says Washington Township Police Department Dispatch Center outsourcing. So I'd say it's probably the second half of the paperwork.
I
Miscellaneous?
only show like 3 or 4 pages from the back.
The
well,
small book?
I have more.
No, the big
big
one.
one.
The big one?
Oh,
I have more
I might
stuff
have just added mine later, so it might be on the seat.
I don't have it.
Oh, did I send it to you too? I don't know how you gave it to them. Because it came
Is that
afterwards.
today?
No.
Did-
Remember,
last
I
week?
promised them 3 documents were going to come later, so I didn't not put theirs in the,
Probably.
so you had sent it.
Oh, so it's here. I got it here. Okay.
Yes, correct. Yeah.
Oh,
That came in an email. I don't know if
Yes.
it's in the,
Yeah,
No, it's here. We got it's. We did get it. Sue did hand it out on the day,
Yeah.
so we do have it.
I forgot that I didn't put it in there, so I don't know where it is in your books. But it does start with dispatch center outsourcing. And then there should be what looks like an Excel spreadsheet accompanied with a 2-page memo of, expenses and then how much the shared service would be.
It's this, right, Mr. Carl? Looks like that?
Yes. With a 2-page memo in front of it, kind of.
Back and front page memo. Yeah. Two
Oh, yeah, I was probably, no.
Sue preserved paper that day. She printed it out.
All right. You want to start, Mr. Carl? You want to go through your memo?
Sure, is that all there, or?
What's that?
You were the chief.
Okay.
One of you.
I think it should more come from the chief.
If the chief wants to start, that's fine. I know Mr. DeCarlo prepared the memo. That's why.
I don't think I have the one that you gave them. I'll get a copy of that.
It was on the dais. It's punched. It's the punch sheet. You'll find it if you look for the punch sheet.
What was today?
No, previous days information.
Yeah, probably last week's meeting. Maybe last week's meeting?
Okay, I do have it.
Because it was contract was last week.
yeah,
Right
let's,
there, the week before.
Should be somewhere.
Yeah, Clark.
However you'd like us to start, Council President.
However, if the chief wants to take the helm, you want to take the helm, it doesn't,
Mike, do you think you want to keep John on for any of this?
No, we don't need John.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Thank you, Mr. Parker.
Okay. Good night, everyone.
Good night, John.
Good night, John.
Go ahead, chief.
Okay. So the council had requested research to be conducted into the possibility of outsourcing our police department dispatch center. It was decided to focus on 2 options available for outsourcing. Those options are the Bergen County Department of Public Safety, Division of Communications, and Northwest Bergen Central Dispatch.
Who handles our current 911?
Northwest Bergen Central Dispatch.
Thank you.
You'll see an Excel spreadsheet that's also associated with this. What we did was we kind of broke down the pros and cons of each and the cost analysis that we have gotten. As you can see, the cost is relatively similar in the current salary lines. It's not that far off once you add in our upfront startup costs and then any retrofitting we need to do as far as our building goes, as far as video upgrades, phone system for the outdoor, for outside the door, and then possibly a receptionist for our headquarters that would be closed to anyone coming here. Selection and custom training is one of the main things that, is a focus of ours.
Does Hillsdale have a receptionist at their desk?
I don't know.
Because they don't have dispatching in-house.
No, they went to Bergen.
Thank you.
They are currently with Emerson, I believe. Emerson and Hillsdale share a frequency right now.
Thank you.
So it's a vested interest. Currently, our dispatch officers are either residents, firemen, or former police officers, and are personally invested into the Washington Township. Outsourcing dispatch eliminates our control to hire and train. Our dispatch officers have priceless institutional and jurisdictional knowledge. Our open policy lobby, which is one of our main focuses. Currently, our police department lobby and front window is staffed with a professional 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. This allows an individual in need of emergency services, immediate assistance from an in-person staff member. If police dispatch is outsourced, an individual in need of police services will not have a direct professional to provide assistance during the time frame of 4:30 to 8:30 a.m. during the week, on weekends, and on holidays. This may present a significant safety concern for individuals that are victims of domestic violence, seeking to escape their abuser. Domestic violence incidents typically occur during those off hours. As an additional example, an individual may come to police headquarters when experiencing a medical emergency. We've had that several times. During the time frame when the lobby is locked, individuals or residents in need of police services will have to utilize an exterior phone to communicate with the outsourced dispatch officer. That is one of the expenses I explained earlier. The outsourced officer will have no alternative than to dispatch an officer to headquarters. This procedure will create a delay to a person in a potential life or death situation. Commonly, an in-house dispatch officer is capable of assisting the individual and also allowing them inside if they need shelter.
How many times, I'm sorry, Chief, I just wanted to ask you two questions really quick.
Yep.
How many times has somebody visited in 2025 the desk for any of those instances? I know you can't tell me what instances, but how many times has somebody visited the desk at those hours? Do we have a chart that would tell us that?
I do not have a chart from that, no. I couldn't tell you that.
Isn't there a sergeant on, so the way our department is, the way we're set up right now, don't we have like 4 officers with a sergeant inside here at all times?
So it's 4 officers, including a sergeant. They are usually
that's
on
5?
the roll. No. It's 4 total. A sergeant
And
with
3
3 officers, a corporal, 2 police officers, and a dispatcher typically on the desk. Those 4 officers are typically on the road.
Including the sergeant?
Correct, yes. We don't have a desk sergeant because it would take the guy off the road. So,
Okay.
there's instances during the day, obviously, where they'll be in headquarters doing some paperwork, but that's limited to, whatever additional assignments they have. The dispatcher not only answers the phone for any township questions, but also manages the lobby where we have our drug box where people come, like a revolving door to drop off their medication that they're not using. We would not be able to have that anymore because it has to be, security has to be on top of that. You have to have somebody that visibly sees that and make sure nobody's dropping any liquids in there, any syringes. People drop off their applications for handicap placards, okay? Our dispatchers take that, and then they make sure it pushes up to me and my secretary to handle that. Also, they monitor all the cameras within not only this complex to keep an eye on everything that goes on, but also all the schools. I don't know if we're going to be able to forward that up to the county or even Bergen Central if we went there. That is, a total another entity, and we have an MOU just with the school for us to be able to observe all those cameras. That is a huge security lapse if we lose that ability.
I think we do have that capability with the county. Last time I was up there years ago, they said they had that capability of tapping into the schools.
They're not going to monitor them.
I didn't say monitor,
Yeah.
but they can tap into them
Yeah,
anytime.
it might be too late at that point, though. That's the thing.
I'm just saying.
Like, we have a wall with all our video on there when we redid the communications room, and we have the schools up there, and they cycle through all of our schools, and the dispatchers keep an eye on them, especially during drop-off, and they can see something coming, and they can get our officers there a lot quicker. Timely dispatching of emergency services is really paramount. Currently, our own dispatch officers are capable of directly dispatching police, fire, and ambulance within 30 to 60 seconds. It is common to see longer time frames prior to dispatching emergency services when outsourcing.
But isn't our emergency services 911 outsourced right now?
Yes, so the 911 comes in there. It's two different things, though. It really is, so.
But do most people dial the 666 number or the 911 number?
Most of them dial the normal number. We don't get as many 911 calls.
Okay. That's a fair, right? I think that's a fair question, right? Because
Yeah.
right now, if I dial 911, it's going to
It's going to
Northwest
go to
Bergen.
Bergen Center, yes. And then they're going to immediately call us on the phone. Our dispatcher is going to dispatch our people right away. It goes up to the county, or any other entity. I'm just going to use the county because I don't think the other one's a viable option. That person's got to figure out, okay, yeah, all right, I answered this phone. It is Washington Township. Okay, where is it? Who do I have to dispatch? Is it fire? Is it ambulance? This all takes time, and they have call takers, and it's not one person doing all the jobs. That's the one thing you guys have to understand. It's one person that takes the call in, or one person that takes the 911 call in. Then they move it to the dispatcher that then dispatches the units. The way the county is going to work down the road is all the fire and ambulance is going to be dispatched out of Paramus. So it's not even going to be Mawa, so then they'll have to transfer it from there to Paramus to dispatch.
Okay.
So fire dispatch will be there, which again, it's too many processes. One of the things that we.
Excuse me. That process that you described happens today.
Yes.
No, and it happens with a 911 call, that it goes to the county or it goes to Northwest.
Yeah, it goes to Ridgewood.
And it gets routed to us for a handoff to be dispatched.
Correct.
So what you just described as happening happens today.
Just for 911 calls, yes.
Just for 911?
Yes.
And it would possibly expand should we elect to do something like this?
Correct.
So call comes in,
Yep.
it gets handed off for dispatching.
Yep.
So
It's additional steps, yes. We would.
But we have that additional
put
step
in
today.
Only for 911.
okay, but we do.
It wasn't our choice to outsource 911. It was financially irresponsible not to. It would have cost $250,000, and we explained that to this council when we were going through it, to keep up with the new technology that they were requiring us to go to. So financially, it was more prudent to outsource it for $5,000 a year, and that's where we're at now. That is one caveat, and it works well within our department because we have our dispatchers that then know exactly where they need to send our people. They know our people within our town, and they dispatch them. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not in favor of outsourcing our dispatch as a resident myself. I think it's not a smart move for our town. If you told me it was going to save hundreds of thousands of dollars, maybe you could change my mind, but looking at these costs, I don't think it's really worth the potential issue you could have and lives that you can jeopardize.
So why
as a
are other
result.
towns doing it? Why do other chiefs disagree with you or other councils disagree with you?
I don't know if they disagree with it, but
But it's got to be some kind of,
I think, and listen, I just became chief. Speaking to some of the chiefs that are looking at it, they're being forced by their mayor or their council to do it. I don't think it's their choice, but they also are other departments that don't have a good dispatch system. They may still have cops on the desk. That's a different story. That's one of the reasons why we went to our dispatch center with dispatchers, because we used to have police officers.
Originally we used to have police officers.
Yeah,
when I
and that
first got put on
was a
council
huge
years
savings to not have a police officer and get him on the road. Now, I think we have the best of both worlds. We have really, really good dispatchers that appreciate this town and our residents, and they do an excellent job. I'm afraid we're going to lose that excellence that we currently enjoy. And, you know, I don't...
Well, the last time this was presented, the presentation was made by, I don't know what organization was here, that they would hire our dispatchers.
They would offer them the position.
Correct. Is that still the case, Mr. DiCarlo, from what we heard?
They would offer, yes, the county said they would offer them the position for about $10,000 less to start than what they're currently making.
Council President, if you don't mind.
Yeah, go ahead.
Might sound like a wise guy question, but is the only motivation, or is there more motivation to go to the county purely financial? Like, do you feel
No,
like
absolutely not. No,
so that means it's performance-based?
I want to discuss it because I think it's a discussion worth having.
I
Because
totally appreciate
I was here with the pitchfork and fire because I didn't want 911 to disappear. How many ever years ago? I was one of the residents that was here screaming like, "How dare you take this away from us?" And we didn't take it away. And then overnight, it got taken away, and that was what everybody was complaining about. And we took it away from the residents, kind of like I understand it was a financial thing, but like that was what this room was packed.
Yeah.
I mean, this was standing room only, out into the hallway for 911 dispatch being eliminated in this building. And, you know, it's an important thing that I don't think it's not financial, because I personally know most of the dispatchers, you know, and I don't want them to lose their jobs, and I just want to entertain this.
You're probably saying it a different way then, because I wasn't trying to trick you. I'm asking if the only reason is financial, which it sounds like you mean, because you're saying it's not performance-based, it's not
I
a
think
deficiency. So what I wanted to point out is, based on the Excel, we're going to initiate this, we're going to spend somewhere around $160,000 this year.
just a one-time fee.
Right, but if our motivation is financial savings, we're going to spend $160,000.
But the next year, you don't have that fee again.
Right,
Then you're saving the money.
But we're anticipating the difference to be around $40,000. So I guess what I'm asking is a $40,000 a year savings enough to give up the control and performance that?
Well, when I read your spreadsheet, it was a $200,000 savings in year 2.
I don't know where you're seeing that, though.
No.
Because you're not doing the one-time startup fees.
Yes, I am. So the difference, the total in-house cost for us to operate is $334,000. We'll
Correct.
round that up. That's everything. That's even the 911 service,
Yep.
the voice recorder, and everything, right? The total off-site, that would be the reoccurring, right? It's not the initials, would be $288. So the way we get to $288 is the agreement the first year, and it goes up slightly. Chief, do you remember how much it went up every year?
2%?
2.7.
Yeah.
2.7.
Right now it's 2.7.
Right, so we'll just say it's 238, plus the 51. I would strongly encourage the council to not leave an empty window at the dispatch during the day. So we just, we brought a modest salary of, say, $46,000 for someone to be a receptionist between 8 and 4. So if you take the 237 and you do the 51, that's a total off-site annual cost, a reoccurring cost, so just say 290, because it's going to go up 2% next year. So that difference is about $45,000. And I understand that any amount of money you want to save taxpayers is important, and I say that genuinely and sincerely. But the amount, if we're happy with the performance, we don't believe there's any deficiency, is that $45,000 savings. It's going to take us, if we spend, it'll be 4 years before we get back to zero from the initial amount of money. So in 4 years, after 4 years, we'll start to see a savings.
Well, with all due respect, the receptionist, that might be a nice to have. I think that's, an ask. I don't know if that's a requirement.
Well, please, okay, I'm sorry.
So if we could go back up to the 96, which is the 334 less the 237, is 96. Now, when I looked at some other towns and looked at what I am assuming is an equivalent of the 237, and I see Closter has 112,000, Wyckoff is at 205, Ridgefield's 217, Midland Park is 130, 140, excuse me. I mean, I don't know, is that the final number, or is that the number off the sheet, and is there negotiation there? So, you know, there could be other savings there.
Wait, Mike, those
Not
numbers,
everything's in negotiation, though. We met with the
those
upper-
numbers you just stated are the 911 budgets for the dispatch budgets for those towns?
Yes, and I went through...
Did you share those documents with us by any chance? Do you have a copy for us, or?
No. I went through the list of Bergen County Communications, who we serve, and I cherry-picked a few of the towns. I went to their websites, picked up their 25 budgets, and traced the 911 dispatch expense. So, you know,
Can I politely ask why you did that? Like, what was the necessity? Did you not believe the numbers we gave you, or? I respectfully ask that. I don't understand. Why would a contract with another town be relevant to the contract number that they gave us?
Because we're contracting the same service.
Yes, but it was based on call volume, Chief. Do you remember all the information we gave? So, I mean, I, of course, respect the fact that we want to get the best price, but not everything is we get to walk in and name our own price and negotiate. This is a county agency. They told us they'd have to dedicate how many dispatchers to this?
2.
You know,
But we'd
the
be
numbers are
sharing
accurate.
with another town. So they already told us that if we went to them, then it would be us and Hillsdale on the same frequency. So that's another caveat here. Right now, our police department enjoys being by themselves like we have been since I came on the job. Now we'd be sharing with Hillsdale. So what happens every
I
time
thought
it
Hillsdale
rains?
was shaving with Emerson.
Yeah, they're going to move Emerson over to Oradell, so, because Oradell's looking at it. So they already have their plan set.
So Hillsdale's leaving Emerson and going back.
The county will move Emerson to Oradell. They'll be together because they're
Oh.
next to each other, and they would put us, if we went to them, they put us with Hillsdale.
Gotcha.
Towns, pretty
Yes.
much.
Okay,
Yeah,
now I
they
understand
make
what
it a
you're
little
saying.
bit more.
But before,
you know.
because you had said.
But now we're going to share this dispatcher with Hillsdale. So what happens when there's a storm in Hillsdale? There's nothing but flooding. So who do you think is going to take precedent over our town? These are the things we have to consider. Right now, our dispatchers do a fantastic job. I don't see the need to change that, but we also have to look at, you know, what they do on a daily basis, too. They don't just answer the phones, answer the window. They help our officers do all the lookups. They help them with their ancillary duties when they're doing firearms checks. They run all that stuff for them. That's now going to have to be our officers doing that, taking up more time, not being on the road. They are a force multiplier for our department. They do a lot more than just sit in that room answering phones.
Chief, quick question. Comparing the 911 calls to the 1140 calls, what's the breakdown? Is it more 911, more 1140?
Definitely more 1140.
Okay, do you know what a percentage would be on that? And just
Don't have that number.
A rough idea. 50-50, 60-40, 30-70?
I'd say 70-30.
Okay,
70, 1140, and 30% 911.
Yeah,
okay. Thank you.
If I may,
if it's that high.
so I've had experience, you know, as a resident experience calling 911 versus calling the desk. And the response time there's a big difference, which is why I have it listed for all my kids. You're going to call the desk before you call 911. That's how important I feel it is to have a dispatch.
Can you run a breakdown on that when you get a chance, Chief?
Yes.
Thanks.
And I know, I call 1140 all the time, whether it's a dog or whatever it is.
You're going to get immediate
Because I know I get
response from us.
because I know.
Immediate.
I know I get an immediate response, so.
There's great value in having the desk.
Anything else for the chief, ladies and gentlemen?
Would we require, are there other costs that are not captured here, like the build-out of the secondary dispatch at the firehouse? Are these costs, the other costs of $30,000, are there other expenses that would not recur, if not this year, next year, or the year after?
Well, the upgrade to the new video system, which I kind of looked at and said, based on what we did in 2016, I think 100,000 is probably shy of what it would be. I don't know what the phone system for outside the front doors would cost. I would have to have somebody come in and like give us a real price on that. But again, 2,000 might be shy. It could be a little high.
What about like any console updates or anything like? Do we foresee anything?
We don't foresee any console.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
updates.
Like, just like we had with 911, all of a sudden becoming a priority that we had to spend $250,000. I know when we first started dispatch, we did have an initial outlay to do it. Is there? Do we
10 years
foresee
from
like
now?
10
Yes.
years? Yeah. Okay.
10 years from now, yes. Right now, the dispatch center is 4 years old. It's in relatively good shape. I mean, other than changing out a TV because they burn out because they're on all the time, a computer monitor.
But you don't see any
that's all
major
budgeted.
like catastrophic upgrades like like $250,000 outlays like we.
I do not. Like I said, if we were to close the doors, that does remove a lot of options that the residents have, and also my department. It will put a strain on our day-to-day operations, and my officers will have to do a lot more than they currently do, and that's going to remove them from being on the road. The world's not getting any nicer. I'd hate to do that. I'd hate to diminish our services for our residents. I think they have excellent services right now, and I'm not taking anything away from the county. But in speaking to other agencies that have gone to them, they get the job done, but they don't get it done like we do. So, you are going to degrade what we currently enjoy. So, I would just caution that. Like I said, I went into it with open eyes, and, when I saw the numbers, I was like, well, they didn't wow me, Originally, I thought it was going to be a bigger savings, and then I wouldn't be able to argue so much. But
I think it's fiscally prudent for everybody, including yourself, to go through this exercise, to make a decision based on what's occurred. And, thank you.
Having been an officer that covered that desk for many, many years, I understand what it takes to do that job. And like I said, I'm not gonna repeat it that many more times, but they do an excellent job.
They do. And nobody's taking. And again, Chief, I just want to put it on the record. Nobody's taking away. Nobody's taking away what they bring to us. It's just being fiscally responsible.
Absolutely.
Based on what's happening in our surrounding towns. This is a discussion we need to have because. People are asking us, well, why do we need it if Hillsdale doesn't need it? Why does Emerson not have it? And we need it. So I think we have to look at it. Nobody's taking away what anybody does, not because they're sitting here, because they do a great job. And, it's something we just got to look at and discuss because, that's the comments we're getting is like, hey, Hillsdale's got more problems than we do sometimes, like you said, because of flooding, and they don't have it anymore. So, like, why don't they need it?
I could explain this too. Some of these other agencies, they had issues with turnover, with dispatchers, keeping them. We've been blessed. We don't really turn over. They stay, and that's what makes them so good because they know our residents, they know our town. Yes. And I think it's a great town to work for. So they stay. You got a revolving door when you go into a large agency like the county. And I'm not trying to knock them, but, they turn over a lot because they don't pay that much and they come and go. So you're never going to have that one person that really knows the town. They're going to tell you that. I think it's snake oil. I would caution against that. When you're
thank you.
comparing to other towns, you should also look at what did they do with their headquarters? Did they factor in having a receptionist or a desk sergeant that is now part of that? Because that number would change. Because if you're going to tell me, keep the sergeant in that room to answer, whatever, administrative stuff, that's somebody's salary now, So what are we going to do with that room? Are we just going to close police headquarters? These are all things that we really have to consider if we're going to go down this road. I would caution that. I think it's a huge loss of service for our residents, and I don't think they would like it. But that's my opinion.
Thank you, Chief.
Mike, may I just ask the rest of the council, or Mr. Ullman, since you started the numbers, does anyone else have questions on the numbers? Because the chief was instrumental in getting most, if not all of them, so I don't want to let him go. If anyone else has questions about any of the numbers that are in the Excel spreadsheet.
We got it pretty much.
I think it's summarized very well in the
Okay.
Excel spreadsheet.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chief.
President?
Yes, Mr. DeCarlo.
I know it's getting late. Do you want to give the chief a few minutes to discuss the lieutenant position and the organizational chart so he doesn't have to come back?
What
We
say
made
you,
copies
counsel?
for everybody.
Want to give him a couple more minutes to discuss Mr. Sears' question? Yeah, everybody okay with it?
Yeah, sure.
Right here. Thank you.
Appreciate it. We made copies of everything for you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chief.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks, Chief.
Do you have the next one?
Council President, if I could just lead my witness real quick. Chief, obviously, we're not going to discuss minimum manpower, but that was discussed and closed, and I already filled them in. If you needed to expand on the fact that lieutenants will work the road
Yes.
when necessary. So I just want to let you know we
So if you look at the flow chart, that's basically how our department is broken down. This is part of the accreditation process as well. This is one of the things that we have to delineate in our accreditation process. So as you can see, the department's split into two sections as far as like platoon A and platoon B, and one lieutenant is in charge of one platoon, the other lieutenant is in charge of the other. And then underneath them, they each have 2 sergeants, and then 2 corporals, and 2 patrolmen on each squad. So as you can see, everything's nicely balanced, and there is good oversight and administration across the board. You have the chief and the captain that are on top, and then off of the patrol section goes into the detective bureau, where we have 2 officers currently. And then those other communications, dispatch, that's separate. Obviously, an accreditation manager is one of the officers. He's not separate by himself, but he's within that line, and that's how they report up. So the lieutenants have an array of responsibilities, but they are still primarily patrol officers. They go out, they do the high school post, they do other posts to cover when the tours are short. It is a force multiplier, so this way we're not incurring overtime. Their main responsibilities are command and supervision of both patrol squads, assist in developing and implementing department policies and procedures. They work with me hand in hand. Assist in creating and implementing scheduling assignments. They run the schedule. The captain assists them, but they run the schedule. They run all the outside billing. Everything goes through them. assist in department preparation of budgetary needs, obviously, evaluate performance of subordinates. So we do have evaluations that we do biannually, and they are in charge of their respective platoon. They evaluate the sergeants under them, and the sergeants evaluate everybody within their squads. And then they report up to the captain, who then reports up to me. And it works nicely, as you can see in the flow chart. They perform the command level reviews. They make sure that the sergeants are reviewing body-worn camera footage. These are all things that they stay on top of the sergeants to make sure that they're getting everything done that is required. Oversee mandatory and ancillary training requirements. Training requests will go to them, and then we discuss it as administration. We decide whether it's a valuable training for the officer and for the department, and then we decide as a group, myself getting the ultimate, final say. They manage the fleet. They take care of all the vehicles when they're breaking down on a regular basis. They're the ones that make sure that they get the officers that are in charge of the fleet, making sure that the vehicles get out, because they work during the week mainly, and they have more accessibility to getting them to the dealerships or getting them to the county or Hillsdale, whoever we're using. They oversee the SLEO 3 program. They make sure those officers are, coming in, checking in like they're supposed to. If they need anything, they're the liaison to...
Chief, can I stop you there? Mr. Sears, what was your exact question? I don't mean to cut you off, Chief, but I don't think this... I appreciate what you gave us, but I don't think this is... I think Mr. Sears had it...
We were looking
Globally, he was looking at a question, which
globally, why do we have to have 2 lieutenants? Do you have a lieutenant, let's say the day shift, and a lieutenant on the night shift?
No, our lieutenants split the week, so we'll have a lieutenant that works Monday, Tuesday, Friday, Saturday, and then the other lieutenant works Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So we always have a lieutenant on a Saturday, and on Tuesdays we have overlap, and that's usually when we have our administrative meetings and stuff.
So one lieutenant could not handle these 2 squads?
No.
That would be 4
squads.
I didn't mean to stop you when you were...
No, that's okay. Yeah.
Which I appreciate having this, because this shows all their responsibility, because I guess this is their job. This is their job description right here.
And then some, yeah.
And then some.
They do a lot.
But I don't think that was Tom's question. That's why it's getting late, and I appreciate you wanting to go through this. But
I just flew in, so
no, okay. There you go.
I got in at 6 o'clock. So
you have 2 sergeants. Why 2 sergeants and why 2 corporals?
we have 4 squads with a pitman schedule that we work. That's the only way it will work, where you have coverage, you know, for all the shifts that we have to cover. So you have 2 shifts per day, okay? And you need to have 4 squads to cover the entire week, all 7 days. So the same, our schedules, the way they work under the pitman, the 12-hour schedule, is 1 squad will work Monday, Tuesday, day shift, and Monday, Tuesday, night shift. Then they're off for 2 days. The other squads come in on Wednesday, Thursday, and then that original squad goes back to Friday, Saturday, Sunday, okay? Day and night.
So it's more directed to the scheduling of the patrol officers while you need so many sergeants and corporals?
Yes, yeah. With us working the way we do, especially with 12 hours, you need that supervision on every single squad. And that's why we have corporals, sergeants, and then a lieutenant on top of that. You know, it works well. It's worked well for, you know, numerous years. At one point, we had 3 lieutenants, and one was in charge of the Detective Bureau. You know, that got done away with many years ago. I don't think losing a lieutenant would work well for our police department.
One of our discussions was expanding the progression rank, going up.
Mm-hmm.
We got so many chiefs that were coming in and going and going and going.
Mm-hmm.
You were talking about expanding the progression or slowing down the progression,
Mm-hmm.
you know?
So does that answer your question, Mr. Sears?
Yeah, I mean,
I guess they're broken up into groups, and you need that rank and file in each group in order for it to operate correctly. Is that a fair statement?
Yeah, and so the sergeants are like our middle management, and they're like, the lieutenants are like the upper management, okay? And then you have the CEO and, you know, I don't know what the second in command is. That's the captain. So, you know, the captain and I, we run the department, but the lieutenants run the department for us. So, and they manage all those officers. So they manage 8 officers, plus the SLEOs, plus the dispatchers. They do a lot, you know, and to go down to 1 would be very, very difficult. You know, it would put a strain on the department for sure.
Chief, if you're out a sergeant for a shift, does the next guy move up in the?
The corporal will cover the
move up
shift,
for the
yes.
next one?
That's that
Just like-
sergeant differential.
Just like if you had.
So the corporals don't get a sergeant differential.
Who gets the sergeant differential?
Only patrolmen would get that. Now, with the corporals, because of the corporal salary builds in 300 hours of basically like they can supervise for up to 300 hours, and then they get compensated.
Okay.
That's what the contract reads. So for the first 300 hours, it's covered by their salary. Then after that, if a sergeant
gonna get
were to
a
be
differential.
out for the whole year,
Then he or she's going to get it.
then they're going to start getting compensated the difference of being a sergeant. So, and listen, you know, we're looking to expand the town. You know, we're not looking to reduce numbers here. We're looking, you know, if we expand by these large facilities that are going up with apartments and stuff, we're going to need more officers, not less, in the future. So, it's something to consider.
Thank you.
Chief, just in looking at this organization,
Yep.
there are 4 named corporals or 4 corporal boxes on the patrol, but we have 5 corporals.
Yes.
You're not looking at who is who, but where is the 5th corporal?
He's in the detective bureau.
Okay. And if he is there, is the 2nd detective, does that person appear elsewhere on the chart?
No, the second one is a sergeant.
But we don't, how many, we have 5 sergeants.
We have 5 sergeants, 5 corporals.
And we have 5 sergeant boxes. We have
No,
2 patrols, 4 patrol, and the accreditation manager.
yeah, so the accreditation manager, it's a dual role. It's not a separate role.
Okay.
So he's got multiple
I was
hats.
just trying to,
Yeah.
the list of individuals, I was just trying to
Yes.
put them into a box. All right, thank you.
Yeah, so one of our road sergeants is also the accreditation manager. Up until last year, the accreditation manager was the sergeant in the bureau. So it just, you know, roles have changed since retirements happened, so.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
Any other questions for the chief?
Yeah, real
Does that
quick.
answer your question, Tom?
yeah, I mean,
Again, I didn't think reading this was going to get you your answer.
no, it gives us a guidance.
Yes.
Chief, two quick questions. I'll go ahead with initials. Under the first lieutenant, what's the FTO under tech support? What's FTO stand for?
Field training officer.
And under the second one, PREA.
Oh, Priya, that's in charge of the jail cells and stuff. Mhm. So they make sure that we maintain our
Okay, thank you.
approval through the state. So those are all those additional duties that they do that are listed in there.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any other questions for the chief? Thank you, chief.
Thank you.
Motion to adjourn?
So moved.
All in favor?
Let's stay.
Thank you, everyone.
Abstain?
I said let's stay.
Oh, did you say abstain?
Abstain, recuse, let's stay, let's go. Whatever you want.